Hi friends, welcome to Aisha's DIY. This is a gemstone strand that we received in this month's bargain bead box. So I haven't used this, so I took two beads out of it. I wanted to make earrings. So this is an 18 gauge wire. I got this from Joann's. I don't know which brand it is. As you guys can see, it's no longer have the stickers or anymore. So this is a dowel that I picked up, and my husband actually cut it for me to this length and then smoothened the edges. But you can always pick up like this from Home Depot and then have it like a dowel. Sorry, my throat is still hurting a lot, and sometimes words come out very weirdly. Sorry about that. I'm just trying to catch my breath at the same time, clear my throat if I can. Okay, I just wrapped it around this wooden form. You can take anything you have. You have a pill bottle, you can use that. Whatever you have around the house would work for it. But if you want a permanent option, then you can go for this. About say sorry, about say 3.5 circles or so I have made here, and then I'm going to take it off of the dowel, and then I'm going to use my wire cutters. Sorry. So the wire cutters has two sides. This side you can see it's a flat, and this side you can see it's in a V shape. It also cuts that way. I don't know if the camera can pick it up or not. It's in a V shape. It also cuts the wire that way. So always use the flush cut side to cut it so that the ends are flush, like rounded. Okay, now this is what it is. So you need two. So one, you go completely like this, and then it's about say 1.5 or so is what we want. Okay, like this much. We need to make a loop here. We need to make a loop above. So this about the same size. I want you to keep it. That's why I did continuous loop. I want you to keep it at this and then cut it, because you want the similar size. You don't want it small or long. This is an extra piece that you can use it for future purposes. Anything. I mean, don't get rid of the wire immediately. You might need it. So this is what we have. All the ends are flush cut now. So first of all, we'll do the inside circle, and then we'll do the outside loop. Okay, so here we go. Take your round nose pliers. Don't distort the shape of the hoop as well. So take it, and then with utmost care make a loop just like that. Okay, and then bring the loop just a little bit inside the circle, just like so. Doesn't have to be, and then let's do the same here as well, so that we don't lose the touch, and then we make that similar. Again, the same thing. Try to work only with this end of the wire. Make a loop. Okay, and just bend the loop a little bit more. So both are about the same, I would say. And now, as you guys can see, you can take the other end. This one right here, and I'm going to make a loop above. Again, see, I'm holding that spot pretty firmly with my hands so that I don't distort the shape of the round shape of the loop. And we want this to be a little inside, so I just try and squeeze this down like this, just like that. Okay. Do the same here. I like to do it like this. This is how I make a loop always. Okay, and now check whether these are okay. I feel that this one is a little bit the loop is bigger there. Okay, something like this. So it's a little bit similar to that. You can also, make it like that. It almost looks similar. Yeah. Yes. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my bench block and hammer. You can use chasing hammer. I have only the regular hammer. So I'm going to actually hammer this part. The entire thing I'm going to hammer, but not the top, because I want the shape to be firm. It's an 18 gauge wire as such, but still we want more stability to the wire. This is my bench block and I'm going to keep it here, and then I'm going to make sure these two are same. It's pretty similar, I would say. So I'm happy about it. Now I'll go ahead and hammer it. It might be a little bit loud. Excuse me for that. Gentle taps. Same kind of pressure throughout. Don't stay in one place. Move and hammer it. I will do this completely, and this also. You can do both sides. You can just give it, if you do this side you will have a different kind of a texture. If you like it, you can go ahead and do that as well. I have some 24 gauge wire. I'm gonna straighten this up. Okay, and about say a foot of wire, actually more than that. Take as much as you can handle. You can also add wire, but such projects I don't like to add wire. So work with as long as you can hold. So you can also straighten the wire with your nylon jaw pliers or your fingers or even a piece of cloth. I'm going to use this strand that we got from the box as well. I'm going to cut it. And I'm going to check whether this goes through the 24 gauge or not. If not, you can use 26 gauge. It does go through, so it should not be a problem is what I feel. So first of all, let's just anchor this wire to the frame. Okay, if you want to hammer a little bit more, you can do so, but you cannot do so after you're done with it, right? So I want to actually take this wire and wrap it around this frame. Couple of times. Okay, once you have that stability, you can just cut this off, the short tail, and use your needle nose pliers or tweezer nose pliers to kind of tuck the tail in so that doesn't catch any cloth or hair or something like that. Then what you can do is you're going to add all the beads to this wire. So it's a little bit hard, and I'm going to load the beads, but it is going through the 24 gauge, so I'm going to load these beads like about say quarter of a strand and then come back. So I'm finished this earring, just one of them, just to see that if it looks good, and it does look good. And you guys can see, you can do mirror image like this, right, for the earrings. And so in the 1.5 feet I have still half feet left, and some of the beads here, it won't be enough, so I'm not gonna use this. I'm gonna leave it here. And then what I did was I just took the beads from here. As you guys can see, some are pretty white and some have both the colors, and some doesn't even have the black. I just went with whatever it was. I didn't pay attention to what it is, and so forth and so on. Some are white, some have black in it. I like this organic look, so I went with it. So you can do whatever you want, and as I said, I could have added one more link, but which I didn't want to. So I really like the way this turned out to be. This is what I want from my design, and hopefully we will start from this side. I mean, we don't have to start from this side, we can start from this side as well. It doesn't matter. Make sure this loop is completely closed. Okay, which it is now. And now again I will take about say a 1.5 feet or so. Okay, one foot and some. We don't need that much, but it's good to have that. 24 gauge wire, as I said already, it's 24 gauge wire. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this one end of the wire and just make a small U kind of a thing and squish that U so that my beads don't fall off the other end. Now I like to take this couple of beads in my finger, between my two finger, and that just kind of push the wire inside it, and try to get as many beads as possible. If you're not able to, then you can find the hole and add them. It's kind of difficult for me to add, especially so with my eyesight. And so I will finish stringing at least a quarter of a strand. It didn't take much. 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 20, 24, 20, 24, 27, 30. Okay, 30 beads. So you can count them and then add them, or you can add it directly. Don't take a lot of beads, just take some. Add your wire through it. It's easy this way than finding the hole and putting it. So I'll finish stringing 30 beads and come back. So I have 30 beads in my wire, and we shall start wrapping. Take a small piece of wire and then just make a bend like this on the frame. Don't distort the shape of the frame. Just be very careful while you're wrapping. You just wrap it a couple of times. The short tail is easier to wrap. Once you have the necessary wrap, Then you can either snip off the short tail, or you can fold that and tuck it in. Either way is fine. And see that it matches the other side. Yes, it does. And then push this coil up against the loop. Take 3 beads. You can take how many beads you want, but in this design I have taken 3 beads. And then made it into a U, just like that. But towards the start I didn't make it into a U, I just kept it like that. Okay, and then after going slightly in, I made it into a U. It's just a design preference, you don't want it to be bulging out at the start. So 3 wraps is what I did between the beads. That also depends upon your own preference. Okay, and then what I did is, see, now the wire is coming from the back of the frame, so you just go on top as if you're going to wrap it, and then add your beads down. Okay, that way. See how I push it so that it forms a little bit of a U, and then I don't distort the shape, nor I don't want to break the bead. As again I said, bring it in the front and then push down 3 of the beads to the wire. Okay, and then again make it into a U form. This loop is open, so you take advantage of that. If the beads are like this, all you need to do is go ahead, take your pliers and push the wire down, not the bead. Okay, and then three wraps. So 3 coils is what I have in between every set of the wrap. So you can follow the same. You can do as many as you want or as less as you want. See, it's so big, the U is. Make sure it's not that way. And check with your other pair. The art of earring is to make the 2, even. And squish with your pliers if you want to. And then push 3 more beads. Bring it around and then start your wrap. This doesn't happen for me with the other one. I don't know why it's happening here, but sometimes the beads doesn't fall down. Maybe I need to straighten the wire a bit. That might be a reason. Again 3 more. Come to the front, keep it in a U. Push it with your fingers and then bring the other 3. Squish the coils nice and tight with your needle nose or tweezer nose pliers in my case. I really like my tweezer nose pliers, as you guys can all see. Okay, let me just count 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Okay, perfect. Now bring the last 3 of the beads. Just want to bring the coil in the front and then push the beads right there. Okay, so this one right here. And then I'm gonna snip off the excess wire. I have about say 3 to 4 inches left, which I'm okay to spare with. Squish the coils tight and then tuck the short tail in. We don't want any sharp edges hanging around. Just make sure it's nice and tucked. And just with the design. Okay, the frame is done. Now we need to create this tangle. You can create this tangle with a 20 gauge wire. For some reason I couldn't find my 20 gauge wire. So this wire which is left about say 3 inches or so, I take my bead. Okay, so we already made a U and squished to make an eye pin kind of a thing, right? Sorry, to make a head pin. So we have this piece of wire. Take your round nose pliers, keep it on top, bend it at 90 degrees, reposition your pliers and make yourself a question mark. Now hold the question mark in your hand, okay, and then kind of wrap it around, and then I continue the wrap to make like a coil. See how it pretty looks. I really like to do that. I mainly do that with my head pins because you have the wire anyways, you're gonna toss it, right? If it is sterling silver or anything else, then you can utilize the small bits. But these kind of wires which is not meltable and reusable, you can use it this way. I would like to open up this loop and then slide this in just like so, very carefully, and close this loop shut. I want this loop to be completely shut. So this is what I have so far. It looks really kind of pretty from here too, right? So we have both of our earrings, so we can do this way. Okay, mirror image. Take your ear wire, This is a store-bought ear wire. You can make your own ear wire. And just slip it through the top loop and close it. Whenever you open a loop, you open up like a jump ring, back and forth. Do not open up this way. You will mess up the shape of the loop. Close it, and our beautiful earrings are done. I really like the way it turned out to be. I want to make a similar I want to make more earrings, of course. Let's see in the next video. If you do like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification. I do upload videos a couple of times a week. Thanks so much for watching. And this is the end product. Oops, sorry. End product of my earring. I haven't been showing it up close. I hope the camera will focus properly. We made the frame out of 18 gauge. We used 24 gauge wire to wrap the crystals around. These are 2mm, I think, gemstone beads. Labradorite, I believe. I'm not so sure. We got these in the bargain Bead Box subscription for the month of January 2024. And this is a 6mm labradorite, I think, or calcite. I'm not so sure. So I wrapped it with 24 gauge wire and attached it to the loop here. And then I added ear wire. Simple but very elegant. Thanks so much for watching. Have a good day. Bye bye.